Tennessee, Indianapolis. This is very interesting to me. This is a classic kind of line that I loved Indy early in the week when that was a small number. Yep. Then it got to be a big number, and I like Tennessee. So at that number, I'd probably go Titans.
Everything you said there is exactly correct. Sharps got the better value on this line at -6 early.
Like on a Sunday or Monday.
But now that it's more than a touchdown, Sharps are on Tennessee. Now there's a couple of things to it in addition to just the fact that you like to take that extra point, the hook, if you will, off the touchdown. And that is that Indianapolis is only 5-7 against the spread as a home favorite in the Andrew Luck era. And he's played 33 games against teams besides the Jaguars and only won by more than a touchdown 4 times.
Yeah, I mean, their personnel, Paul, is still average.
Yeah.
Except him.
Tennessee's personnel, save for the quarterback position, is better than Indianapolis's personnel.
Good stuff. Tampa Bay at Pittsburgh. Now, again, you're talking new offensive people. This looks like, to me, and again, there's that hook number. Yep. So I would generally go Tampa Bay on that. I'd stay away because right now, offensively, I don't know what I'm getting.
We could actually make a play here, and the Sharps have a strong opinion, and it isn't taking the 7.5.
It's not.
There. You don't always have to do that because the Sharps think this line should be double digits. There's a trick to handicapping, and that is that when you see a team with a poor record, it can either be unlucky, bad, or on the brink of giving up. You bet on the unlucky teams, but when you find a team that might be on the brink of giving up, you fade them, you bet against them. Tampa Bay will bring back Waddle's hot bag of vomit. That might be what this team is now.
That's 7 uses today on that.
Listen, Mike Glennon's a better choice than Josh.
That's what I think.
Doug Martin may play, correct?
Yeah, he's in line for the bulk of the carries.
So you like Tampa?
This is going to be a closer game than
Gerald McCoy's still banged up, and I think the Jeff Tedford situation, while my heart goes out to him, is unfortunate, and that's really buried this team.
Next up.
This is the London game. Miami's a 3.5-point favorite versus Oakland on a neutral field.
Okay, too much travel for them, and they've only scored, I've heard, 1 touchdown in real time, not garbage time. I generally, again, that number is almost, I always go the other way. I think that's an awful team, and I think defensively they've got some high caliber guys.
And the Sharps are on Miami here as well. They are. Yeah, they agree with that, and it's actually because of the offense. Here's 2 names that the Sharps know that none of the public knows: Kailuka Maiava and Bojay Filimateo. Those are your inside linebackers for Oakland. They're third-string guys coming out of training camp, but they've got everybody else hurt. Also lost a strong safety. Look for Lamar Miller, who had a huge game last year. Last week. He's averaging about 6 yards per carry. That might be the only legitimate NFL offense in this game. Miami's the side.
What was that second guy's name?
Bojay Filimateo.
Hey, Millman wouldn't even try that name. I mean, Millman would be like scared of that name. This guy's bringing heat. All right, Green Bay, Chicago. This is my strongest play of the week. Wow, love Green Bay.
Yeah,
and we get too hot. The Jets lose on Monday, they're terrible. Bears win on Monday, they're great. The truth is, they could have lost to the Jets. It's a must-win for them.
And it is a win for them, at least according to the Sharps. And it's only a 1.5-point line, so you're basically trying to decide.
These are not your daddy's Packers. When Aaron Rodgers get in the huddle, he sees Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb. There's no Jermichael Finley. There's no James Jones. The offensive line is bad.
What do you make of that?
I make a lot, and that is that Green Bay's played the toughest schedule so far this season, especially with respect to its offense. Chicago's got the 28th ranked defense according to the metrics that I look at, and could be down 4 starters. This is a get-right, bounce-back game for the Packers. Their offense should look good, and they should.
I like saying metrics because it sounds so cerebral. Here's what I know. When you play the Jets and you play the Lions and the Seahawks defense, you can't run. They'll run on them and control the game.
And add to the fact that these quarterbacks have forged their reputations on this game. 66% against the spread as Aaron Rodgers in NFC North games, 39% against the spread.
I don't like
Cowherd in NFC North games.
Okay, let's go to the next game. This is another one of my strong plays of the week.
It's a similar line.
I love the Jets. I get a home dog who could have won the last 2 games. And when they're back-to-back at home that second game after a loss, they're a pretty good team.
And the Sharps totally agree with you, and it's because of notes on both teams. We like the Jets to win or to cover in terms of the expectations there. They're 7-2 against the spread as home underdogs in the Rex Ryan era, and it's basically the exact opposite with Detroit. Matthew Stafford, 3-7-1 against the spread as a road favorite. He has lost outright 4 of the last 5 games as a road favorite of 3 points or less.
Okay.
Like the Jets.
Yeah, Calvin Johnson, by the way, dealing with injuries.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys finally got one right. Well done, guys.
Right.
Jacksonville,
You're going to
San
be
Diego.
standby for 13 hours. I wouldn't get this game is. Let's be quick on this for viewers,
of course,
consumption's sake.
Well, but the betting spread makes it look any more interesting.
I would always take the big points, but I'd stay away because I hate that number. I'd take Jacksonville.
Take the big points. Philip Rivers 1-8 against the spread in his career as a 13-plus point favorite. Jacksonville's where the Sharps are. They're double-digit underdogs on the road, 58% against the number in the last 10 years.
Bortles starts this week, right?
And it makes a difference because it helps the team, but that's not what this play is about. This play is about that's too many points in an NFL game, especially with Rivers as the quarterback.
Really good game. Now this one I've already shown I'm on the wrong side. I just like that number So I would take Philadelphia because I think San Francisco could control the game, but they call it a backdoor cover where Chip Kelly can get points fast. The league's becoming that. There's a lot of leads disappearing. I'd take Philly.
I'm more worried about the backdoor cover in a situation with the line's greater than that. The Sharps are all over San Francisco.
I can't
the public,
believe that.
60+% of the public is on Philadelphia. 3 key offensive linemen are out for this game, and San Francisco has a great run defense, 3.8 yards per carry. They're getting healthy at home. Plus, and I'll keep mentioning it because it's, I think, one of the more interesting stats there is, Philadelphia has only beaten the Jaguars and teams that have only beaten the Jaguars so far. There's a lot to those numbers that they've put up so far this season that aren't really
okay. It's interesting. The public's getting smarter. It feels like to me 5 years ago the public would have been on the favorite.
Yep.
Now the public's there. So it's almost like the consumer watching this show primarily is getting smarter.
Except for this is 3-0 and that's 1-2, and I think that's where the public's making a mistake.
Finally, New Orleans at Dallas. A rule I have, again, if I was a wise guy, it seems to me if I can get a really quality quarterback and a field goal at home against a bad defense, how do you not like Dallas?
The Sharps don't like Dallas
I
here.
cannot
the consensus
believe that.
is New Orleans. And I, based on comments you've made in the past, I'm not sure we all believe that Tony Romo was a really quality quarterback. When you look at these numbers themselves...
That's funny. Like at this point, you are so many scrambled eggs in. You're so exhausted.
Saints average half a yard more per play than their opponents. Dallas gives up more than a half a yard more per play than their opponents. This is a team in which this is a top 5 team according to all Sharps when they try to power rate teams, despite what the record says.
So the Sharps still think this is an elite team.
Elite team. And Sharps can have strong opinions on road favorites as long as it's a short number and it's a clear favorite. Top 5 team, bottom 10 team according to both coaching and talent.